like to win would be rebound, but certainly the top 20, but certainly would have to be considered in the top 40 basketball teams in the country.
Well, I think they will be a top 20 team before the season's over. It's only a matter of time. They have those two early losses in the season. Good perhaps as the University of Iowa's, but I look for Georgetown to try and stick Drake in a hole early, the way Iowa did so successfully, and of course Georgetown coaches were here for that performance. I think Drake's composure early could be a very critical factor.
And of course this is the last home game until middle January. The Bulldogs have to play 3 at the Far West Classic, have to visit Oral Roberts, and then they go on the road to take on New Mexico State in the start of league play before they return to Veterans Auditorium on January the 10th. So from a confidence standpoint, trying to bounce back from the loss to Iowa and trying to have some momentum going on to that very tough stretch of 5 straight road games against quality opposition, the Bulldogs really need this victory tonight. A pair of Missouri Valley Conference officials are working the ball game after last year's game in Washington, D.C. was worked by a trio of Big East officials. Ron Spindler out of Hutchinson, Kansas, and Barry Mano from Franksville, Wisconsin, will be the men calling the play tonight.
I hope that the Missouri Valley Conference officials do as good a job for Drake tonight as the Big East officials did for Georgetown last year.
It is Ray Knight at 6'9", leaping opposite Tony Watson at 6'6" for the Bulldogs. Ron Spindler tosses the ball into the air, and the Bulldogs, dressed in white, trimmed in blue, control the opening tap. It is popped right on the right wing to Ron Angel, top of the circle. He is open up in a man-to-man defense. Angel to Wadley, down low to Lloyd, left of the lane. He has to flip it back outside to Ron Angel. The Bulldogs will reorganize. It comes to Pop right in the corner to Lloyd. Lloyd a ball fake. Georgetown double-teaming him every time he gets the ball. Top of the circle is Angel. He spins it on the left side for Pop right, and there is a foul called inside against Georgetown. Pushing off spotted to the left of the lane away from the basketball. Push-off spotted against Georgetown, and it's called on Eric Smith. That is his first foul, the game's first foul. Eric Smith's got to remember last year's performance against Drake because it was one of his worst of the year. He did not score in 10 minutes, and he was a starter. So the ball is Angel on the corner right on the inbounds play. Right on the wing. Makes the baseline. Puts it up, has it blocked out of bounds. Lewis Lloyd is getting all kinds of pressure from the Georgetown Hoyas. 2 men are on him every time he puts his hands on the ball. Wright guns it to Ron Angel on the left wing. Ron has a notion, doesn't go. In the corner to Pop Wright. Back to Angel. He takes the first shot of the night. It's too long. Rebound to Lloyd. Follow shot, no good. Kick by Watson, no good. Rebound is tipped out to Georgetown. Trying to save it on the far sideline for the Hoyas is Eric Smith, and he does. Bringing it ahead is the freshman, Freddie Uptown Brown. He throws it on the wing to Sleepy Floyd. Pop Wright's got him defensively. What a chore that is. Floyd takes him right of the lane. Now holds up, bounces to Brown. Brown swings it left to Eric Smith. He goes in the left corner. Open there is Sped Sprague, but he decides not to shoot. Comes back on top to Brown. They clear the left side. He goes midway down the lane on Ron Angel. Tries to put up a shot, but it won't count because the foul is spotted first. Foul called on Drake, and the officials have indicated at the beginning they're going to call this one close. The foul was called on Ron Angel, his first personal foul. Team fouls are even at 1, and the officials thus far blowing a quick whistle.
Ron's had trouble with early foul trouble. Larry Drake didn't get the shot down, but encouraging. They got 2 offensive rebounds in their first possession.
Eric Smith lobs it in the fourth-court area to Fred Brown. Brown midway down the lane, shoots on Angel. No good. They're going high to pull down the rebound, Tony Watson. And the Bulldogs are doing a good job on the glass in the first minute and 15 seconds of play. Ron Angel on the point, dribbles behind his back. He's being guarded by Brown. In the corner it goes to Lloyd. On the wing to right, swings it left to Angel. Angel being harassed by Brown. Backs up to the sideline on the left side, flips it off to Wright. Wright goes to the left baseline. Pop comes back outside to Angel. The Bulldogs are being patient, spreading out their offense a little bit at the opening of the game. Lewis Lloyd has it left of the lane. Goes in deep, can't get a shot. Comes back to Angel. Angel the ball fake. He can't shake Brown, so he goes on the wing to Lloyd. Lewis playing away from the basket farther than he has in many of the Bulldog outings thus far in the season. With the ball, Pop right on the left wing. He tried to put a one-on-one move on Floyd. Pop goes into the lane, dumps it off for Angel. He'll shoot corner of the key. It's off the front of the iron. Rebound by Wright. Followed is good, and the Bulldogs draw first blood. Pop Wright with a follow shot, and Drake leads early 2-0, and the Bulldogs have already 5 of the first 6 rebounds in the game. Bringing it down for Georgetown's Brown. Out of the circle to Floyd. Floyd to Eric Smith on the left wing, being guarded by Ricky Wiley. Takes him to the baseline. He loses Wiley, but Watson helps out defensively. And now the ball's thrown away, and Ron Angel comes up with the steal on the pass intended for Spriggs. Angel brings it to the left wing. At the free throw line to Lloyd. Down the left side of the lane. 17:32 left to play in the first half. 4-0 Drake. Bringing it down is Brown, the 6'5" point guard against 6'1" Ron Angel. The Spriggs against Watson on the right angle. Top of the circle that comes to Fred Brown. Brown backs up on the dribble. Chased by Angel on the wing to Floyd. Guns over right. It's short. Rebound comes long to Brown at the free throw line. Goes down the lane. Goes to the hoop from 5. Too hard. Rebound grab on Ricky Watley. And the Bulldogs are doing an outstanding job on the board so far.
Great defensive intensity. Good patience on offense. It's what they worked on all week in practice. It shows.
Ron Angel has the ball on the left wing. He flips it to Pop right at the top of the circle. Pop punches the floor. Dribbles to his right. Goes midway down the lane. Goes in deep. Reverse layup try. Is blocked by Spriggs. Picked up by Wright. Tries again. And this time he draws a foul. Down. And he works the Hoyas for a foul. Fouled on Spriggs. That will be his first. It is team foul number 2 on the Hoyas. Ron Angel comes to the bench for some counsel from Bob Ortigal. It's 16:49 to play in the first half. Great with an early 4-0 lead. And as Jerry told you, the Bulldogs have been delivered, looking for the high percentage shot. It will be a common foul, I believe, or will Pop go to the line? It will be a shooting foul. Pop out of the active shooting. He will go to the line for 2. Mike Hancock is coming to the ball game for Ray Knight. Knight started, a freshman, a surprise ahead of Mike Hancock. Hancock, the expected starter. He's in now, a junior letterman from Washington, D.C., averaging 10.3. Top of the line, tries to send the Bulldogs up by 5, and he hits the first free throw. Pop a 2 of 5 free throw shooting performance thus far this year. 5-0 break. One more opportunity for Pop Wright, who played his high school ball right next to Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, Maryland. He hits them both, and the Bulldogs are off to a 6-0 advantage at the 16:49 mark. Here's a pass intended for Spriggs. Intercepted by Lloyd. Lloyd down the right side. Cross-court pass to Wiley. Turnaround Jeffrey. Yes! Mickey Wiley on the steal, and the assist for the basket will not count. There's the timeout. Timeout Hoyas, 16:39 left to play in the first half. It's Great 6 and Georgetown nothing on KSO.
Hi, this is Larry Morgan for Hawkeye Cable. I want to tell you about a sports lover's dream come true. It's called ESPN, and it stands for the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. It comes to you exclusively on Hawkeye Cablevision and is devoted exclusively to sports events, sports commentary, and sports news. From football to fencing, baseball to bobsled, hockey to hurling, and virtually every sport in between, ESPN televises the very best in NCAA, pro, and amateur action. And they televise it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And here's the best part. For less than 32 cents a day, you can get ESPN and 16 other channels of entertainment of all kinds on Hawkeye Cablevision. For only $9.45 a month, you can get a whole world of entertainment, including ESPN, brought into your home. Call 500 to subscribe. Remember, without it, all you have
is the game very badly after their losses to Drake and Iowa last year, and Drake needs it very badly.
Pop Wright will trigger to Ron Angel on the right wing. Ron brings the ball to the free throw line, extended right, bounces back in the corner for Pop. Pop dribbles to his left. He holds up, bounces top of the circle for Angel. Underneath the and it's an 8-0 great lead. 16:25 left to play in the first half, and the Bulldogs are blazing at the outset. Georgetown, by the way, changed their defense on that last inbound play and went to his zone. With the ball on the wing for Georgetown is Mike Hancock, who just checked in. He comes to the top of the circle. Bulldogs playing great defense, trying to put a shot at the basketball due to good defense by Pop Wright, and that forces a turnover, and the Bulldogs, leading 8-0, have got the ball.
You've got to see Lewis Lloyd to believe it. I wish everybody could be here watching him. He looks like the Louisville playing with great intensity and determination.
Ron Angel brings it down against Uptown Brown on a whistle underneath. Stops play. And another foul will be called against the Hoyas, and no, think it against Drake. Call it on Pop Wright. Pop on the hipping foul, and so it will be personal foul number 1 on Wright, team foul number 2 on Drake. The Hoyas have 3, and Georgetown, still trying to score 4 minutes into the game, will have the ball out of the backcourt against full court Drake pressure. The Hoyas have missed their first 3 shots from the field. They have also committed 3 turnovers here in the first 4 minutes of play. Across the timeline comes Brown. Down the lane, explodes to the hole, lays it up and in, and he got fouled and the hoop will count. Foul called on Tony Watson after Brown blew past Ron Angel. Tony Watson then tried to help out, and it looked like Brown may have gotten a finger in the eye or in the mouth someplace. He's taking a little bit of time to try to shake off the ill effects. Brown with a hoop. He is an excellent prospect, one of the better freshman performers in the country. A 6'5", 190-pounder, 6'5", and a point guard. He's averaging 8.6, and this is freshman year. The Georgetown trainer will attend to Fred.
Shooter in warm-ups, he was having a lot of trouble with his jump shot, and that's been typical in the earlier games this season.
He got a finger in his left eye as Tony Watson trying to help out defensively after Brown had blown past Ron Angel. And And right now he's being attended to. And so we have a momentary delay in the action. And now he strolls back onto the floor and will take his free throw and try to make it a three-point play. Apparently a contact lens jarred loose when he got the finger in the eye. That has now been adjusted, and Fred Brown will stroll to the stripe. Brown led Stevenson High School to the city championship in New York last year as first-team All-City. Averaged 16 points and 8.9 assists a game.
Drake's played a great first 4 minutes of basketball here. Let's now watch and see how their intensity continues as the half progresses.
Brown hits the free throw, and it is 8-3, Drake by 5 against full court pressure. Off right breaks the press, comes across the timeline on the left sideline. Flips it to Ron Angel at point guard. He swings it right to Ricky Watley in the right angle. Top of the circle to top right. Left wing it goes to Angel. Angel dribbles once to his right, comes back to Watley. Bulldogs passing roll in the lane to Watson. To the right jumper, in and out, heartbreak. It was right in the cylinder, it coughed out, and coming down the rebound is Floyd. Floyd spins across the midcourt line. Dribbles to Bob Ortigal. Officials say no. Brown shoots from the wing, misses, and a foul is called on Brown. Fred Brown with the offensive foul, his second, much like the game last year.
Well, I don't know if you saw it, but Bob Ortigal just got the basketball and threw it well into the stands, infuriated over the lack of a double dribbling call by the Hoyas as they brought the ball down for him. He didn't get the double dribbling foul. Maybe it's just as well because Brown's picking up the personal foul. I'm really surprised to see Coach Ortigal that upset over that call, but perhaps he wants to maintain his team's intensity, wants him to know he's out there fighting hard too.
Fred Brown with those two quick fouls will check out in favor of Gene Smith, a 6'2 freshman from Washington, D.C., who's really not played a lot for the Hoyas this year. He is averaging 2.7. Ron Angel brings it down. The Bulldogs go from left to right in the first half of play. Angel on the left wing to Pop right on the left sideline. Pop brings the ball to the top of the circle, picks up the dribble, flips it off for Watley between the circles. Watley comes back on the left side to right. Right goes to the free throw line. The Hoyas have gone into his own defense. Right drives the lane, lays it up and in. Pop right with his 6 points just flew down the left side of the lane. And it is 10-3, Drake by 7, 15 minutes left to play in the half. Out of the corner, the shot is in and out by Mike Hancock. Rebound by Floyd. He'll fly from the left corner, still Wish. Eric Sleepy Floyd connects for Georgetown, and it is a 10-5, Drake lead of 5. 14:50 left to play in the first half. Hawk right down the lane, out of control, lost the basketball. Coming up with the Bulldogs' first turnover of the night for Georgetown is Eric Floyd. And then it's taken right back by Lewis Lloyd. Floyd has the ball tipped away, but goes into the backcourt to retrieve it. He brings it into the front court. Lou on the dribble. Baseline feed to Watson. He throws the layup and tips his own shot up. It won't go again. Rebound by Watley. He'll try. He got hammered. The Bulldogs showing great intensity on the offensive glass, things they did not do a week ago. The foul was against Gene Smith. It is his first foul. It is Georgetown's fifth. Ricky Watley and Tony Watson really battling. It's a shame that Watson did not get the hurt, because what a marvelous pass by Black Magic.
Hope he doesn't get frustrated by his failure to get the tip or the shot down, because he's really doing a great job. He's had better position in the first 6 minutes tonight than he's had the whole rest of the first part of the season.
Ricky Watley to the line. Watley's right-handed push shot is no good. Ricky probably in the stage of the season where he needs to prove that he should be a starter. He has not been consistent in the first 5 Bulldog games of the year, though his scoring average has been fine. It's 10.2. His rebounding average is less than 3. Watley fixed the free throw after missing the first hit. It's 11-5. Drake with a lead of 6, 14-25 to play in the first half. Down court is Gene Smith. He brings the ball to the top of the circle. Jeff Bullis has just checked in for Georgetown. He enters the ball off to Floyd, top of the circle to Hancock. Down low to Bullis in the left corner, goes into the lane, leads it to the free throw line for Spriggs. Brings the ball, fake, comes with a pass left to Hancock, drives the lane, lays it up, missed the shot, but he got hacked. Foul called on Tony Watson, as Watson tried to help out defensively and picked up the foul. So just 4 minutes against the Bulldogs last year in D.C. did not score. This year, though, Hancock's doing a much better job. He's averaging 10.3. He started 18 games last year for Georgetown after Ed Spriggs hurt an ankle. And now he has, for the most part, worked himself into the starting role, except for tonight. Hancock's free throw is good. Georgetown a 71% free throw shooting team on the season. The Bulldogs are at 62%. 11-6 to count. Drake's lead cut to 5 as Donnie Earl gets ready to come in for the Bulldogs. One more for Mike Hancock. No good. Rebound comes back to Georgetown. Loose the lane, coming up with a Hancock. He puts it in. Mike Hancock misses the free throw, gets his own rebound, drills it through, and the Bulldogs lead has been cut to 3 11-8. 13:58 left to play in the first half. Top right quickly down the left sideline. Ron Angel top of the circle. Angel will jump pass to Watley on the right side. Ricky top the circle to Angel. Left side to Lloyd. Goes into the lane. Dishes it left over for Pop. and a foul is called. Good pass again by Lloyd, who hit the net, and Lewis has not yet gotten up. Apparently, though, he's just a bit fatigued because he is getting up a lot on the assistants. The foul was called on Mike Hancock. That'll be his first foul. The Warriors have now been guilty of 6, so the Bulldogs will be in the bonus early in the contest on the next foul. We still have 13:46 left to play. Drake will play it in on the common foul just to the left of the goal. First, a little bit of perspiration on the floor, but the Magic Man went down and is wiped up by referee Barry Mantle from Franksville, Wisconsin. Now Pop Wright will trigger. Pop Mother has journeyed in from Baltimore to see him in this game tonight against Georgetown. The ball is Angel. Shoots in 22. No good. Rebound is almost taken by Earl, but Eric Floyd gets inside position, takes it from him. Tony Watson has come out with Earl in. Bullis shoots in the right way, runs the rim, comes off to Lewis Lloyd. Lloyd loses the dribble, gets it back, double dribbles with it, and Bob Orniger doesn't believe it. He thought the ball was clearly out of the Magic Man's control when he went and got it. Bob Orniger objecting to the call. It'll be Bullis inbounding for Georgetown. As they go to the hoop to our left, they'll put 2 great turnovers in the first 6.5 minutes of action. Bullis inbounds in the corner to Floyd. Floyd, baseline lob for Spriggs, goes in deep, hits the underside of the rim, but got fouled by Lloyd. Lewis Lloyd with his first foul, and it's team foul number 4 on Drake. And the rapidity with which fouls have been called indicate to me that that could be a key factor in the stretch run of tonight's game.
The referees are calling them tight. They sense an emotional game. I think the point Article was just making to referee Barry Mantle was, why didn't you call the last one that occurred in exactly that same spot on the floor when they had the ball? But they didn't get anywhere with the complaint.
At the line is Spriggs. His right-handed push is good, and Ed Spriggs has scored for the first time today. He's a 79% free throw shooter. Spriggs, an interesting story, 25 years of age, never played high school basketball. Out of high school, went to work for the post office, got good on the playground, and then got a scholarship at Georgetown. He hits both free throws, and the Bulldogs' one-time 7-point lead is now won at 11-10 as Georgetown has run 5 points on Drake. Ron Angel with the ball, middle of the floor, goes to deep on the left side, goes it to the Pop Right on the left baseline, feeds the line to Wadley, makes a great move, has an open jump shot. He misses it, but he got fouled. Foul called on Spriggs. That will be his second foul. It is the 7th called on Georgetown. This will be a shooting foul, I'm sure, but then the Bulldogs will be in the bonus, the remaining 13-11 and a half. John Thompson will go to his bench again. Kurt Call comes in, a sophomore letterman out of Wheaton, Illinois. And now, George Thompson in the early going has already used all but 3 of the players on his bench, as he has played 8 men in the first 7 minutes. And now, Ray Knight, who started the ball game, comes in, and Ed Spriggs, with 2 fouls, will get a rest. Fred Brown and Ed Spriggs, 2 starters for Georgetown, on the bench with 2 early fouls, and John Thompson not wanting them to pick up their third too early. Terry Youngbauer's got a number of members of his family here from the Sussex, Wisconsin area, about to come into the lineup for Drake as Ricky Wadley sinks the free throw. Ricky on the season now has connected 9 times in 12 tries at the line. One more for Wadley with the Bulldogs up by a hoop at 12-10. Wadley's right-handed free throw is good. He's got 3, and Drake's lead is 3, 13-10. 13-11 left to play in the half. With the ball is Hancock. Bounces in the corner to Call. He'll shoot over right, in and out. Rebound is controlled underneath by Hancock. Tries to put it up. Has it blocked by Wadley. Rebound saved outside by Georgetown. They'll reload and try it again. Bullis on the right side to Call. Top of the circle. It goes to Gene Smith. Smith leaves it off for Hancock. He'll fire. He won't get it short. Hancock gets his own rebound. Bangs into a Bulldog and will be called for a foul. Pop Right and Hancock collided, and let's see who they call the foul on. Apparently they're going to call it against the Bulldogs, as it will be Georgetown with the ball. I thought sure that Hancock probably had initiated the contact that time. And, in fact, that's what has happened. Hancock with the personal foul. That will be his second, and so the Bulldogs will go to the line foul. 12:49 left to play in the first half. Drake by 3. Pop right to the line. A chance to make it more. Pop only 2 of 5 on the season from the line coming into the game tonight. However, Pop has hit 2 in a row tonight. He sights it, shoots it, and gets it, and Pop White has got 7.
Boy, Pop was just persistent that foul was on Hancock and not him. Everybody in the auditorium thought it had been called on Pop, and he was having none of it.
Pop was just standing there trying to get some rebound position, and Hancock ran him down. One more for Pop Right, and it bangs around and it drops through. He's got 8, and Drake is up by 5 again at 15-10. The Bulldogs have led all the way. They jumped to an early 10-3 lead at 7. Georgetown cut it to 1, but since they did that, the court pressure by Drake relaxed full court pressure as they ease up after the ball comes inbound. Bringing it down is Brown. Brown, who just came into the contest, goes all the way down the lane, throws the layup shot. The rebound chipped into the air and controlled by Ricky Wadley for Drake. Youngbauer's coming to the guard spot for the Bulldogs. Bringing it down is Terry Youngbauer. Goes midway down the lane to Lloyd. Goes to the base, shoots on Bullis, and the shot is long. Tip try, no good by Wadley, with the follow is good. Tipping good by Donnie Earl. Donnie tonight, and the Bulldogs have now run 6 in a row and lead it 17-10. With the ball, Bullis on the left wing against Wiley, goes into the lane, dishes it off, and the pass is intercepted by Lloyd. His third steal of the ball game. Lewis across the timeline on the left wing. Lewis Lloyd goes in deep, bounces for Angel. Let's go out of the left corner. No good. Rebound comes to Georgetown. Pulling it down is Hancock. Hancock hands it off to Kurt Call. Call bounces it to uptown Buddy Brown. He brings the ball to the right wing against Ron Angel. Angel with a 4-inch height disadvantage to Call against Youngdower. To Bullis, moves past Wiley, shoots from 5. Too hard. Rebound is saved by Ricky Wiley. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Bulldog basketball. Hancock knocked it out, but Ricky Wiley had it well in Pizzuyo from 7-1 and now back to 7. 11:45 left to play in half number 1 as Ron Angel walks it up from his point guard spot. Georgetown opening a man-to-man. Now they're in a 2-3 zone. So the ball is popped right on the wing. He shoots out of the right corner. No. And the rebound in the lane taken by Earl. He'll go right back in the hole with it, and he will get clobbered. Donnie Earl will go to the free throw line. Hancock was there. Bullis was there. Let's see which one picks up the foul. Donnie Earl to the line for only the 7th time this year. He has hit just 2 of his first 6. To take his place as Donnie Earl holds the line to the right for Drake.
You think Coach Orticle's using guards to run plays in from the bench?
He looks like he is. Pop right over there talking to the Bulldogs' brain trust at this moment. Donnie Earl has already got a basket on a follow shot. He misses the free throw, and the best he can do is pull Drake up by 8. But if so, it would be their biggest lead since they led it 8-0. One more for Donnie Earl. Sights it, shoots it, and doesn't get it. And the rebound comes off to Bullis for Georgetown. Bullis, the junior from Forest Hills, Maryland, hands it off to Brown. Brown brings it front court to Floyd. Floyd on the left wing against Pop White. Pop is giving him fit. Sleepy shoots over him, and this time it's in. Sleepy Floyd averaging 20 points per game. Pop Wright handled him last year, held him to 13. Floyd's got 2 buckets in the first 9 minutes of play tonight. 17-12. Drake by 5. Wright, top of the circle to Youngdower. Swings it left to Wiley, back to Youngdower. Terry penetrates the circle. Picks up the dribble, flips to Wiley, tries a 16-foot jump shot that won't go from the left side of the lane. And the rebound is cleared by Ed Spriggs. Spriggs brings it ahead for Georgetown to Floyd. Shoots for 2 in a row from the right wing. Too long. Rebound by Lewis Lloyd. The Magic Man pulls down to Karam, and Drake holds a 16-12 edge on the battle of the boards. So the ball is Youngdower. Tries to bounce it inside, and the ball is kicked by Georgetown. And it'll be 4.2. He'll take the place of Sleepy Floyd. Off the Bulldog bench, Tony Watson, a starter, who scored 2 points, comes in. Donnie Earl gets a good round of applause from the Vets Auditorium faithful for some good hustle, especially on the offensive glass, will be. Youngdower takes the inbound feed, brings it to the right wing against the Foya zone. On the left side to Pop White, guns from 19, won't get it. Comes rebound, tipped in. Tipped in by Tony Watson. Watson with a right-handed tip to the right of the goal for his second field goal, 19-12. The Bulldogs lead it by 7. Call with the ball. Top of the circle. It comes to Knight. Knight puts it to the board. Takes up a 6-footer that won't go. Rebound is grabbed by Tony Watson. What a job Drake is doing rebounding tonight. 10-15 left to play in the half. Bulldogs up by 7, largely on the strength of their superior rebounding. Lloyd in the left corner. Midway down the lane to right. He'll gun it. He won't get it, but he walks. Traveling comes back in. Also Brown in the lineup along with Call. And the 5th Georgetown performer is Eric Smith. Trying to bring the ball down is Call, and a reach-in foul's called on Youngdower. Youngdower with his first foul. Drake only their 5th. The Bulldogs have played good defense, Jerry, but have been able to stay away from the costly foul at the same time.
They have played pretty well. They've played pretty tight, come up with a couple of steals. You know, Bob Ortigal and John Thompson had a great chess match last year in Washington, D.C., and they've picked up right where they left off with numerous substitutions, changing defenses, and so on.
Georgetown hitting only 25% from the field, 4 out of 16. And that is, again, credit to the Bulldog defense. Here's Bullis at the corner of the key, pitching it on the wing to Floyd. Dribbles to his left at the top of the circle against right. In the corner to Call. He'll gun. He won't get it. And the rebound is grabbed by Georgetown. Going in deep is Eric Smith. He's double teamed, so he flips the ball outside to Brown. Brown at the free throw line, tries to get it inside to Spriggs and backed away, but the ball is retrieved by Georgetown out front. Call's got it. He throws it on the wing to Spriggs. In the corner to Eric Sleepy Floyd. He'll shoot it, miss it, but it wouldn't have counted anyway because the foul was spotted first against Georgetown. The Warriors are guilty. Ed Spriggs with his 3rd personal foul. Spriggs averages 8 points and 6 rebounds a game. Have Ed Spriggs on the bench early because he's just run his 3rd foul. Played at 7. John Thompson to his bench again. Ray Knight comes into the lineup. And leaving will be Spriggs with those 3 fouls. Pop Wright will be on the free throw line for the Bulldogs. Now coming to the near sideline for Georgetown, Fred Brown to get some words of counsel from John Thompson, who towers over almost everybody on his ball club. At the line, Pop Wright. Pop has been perfect in 4 tries from the free throw line, and he misfires there on the front end of the 1-and-1. And underneath in the scramble for the rebound, a foul is spotted, and it's going to be on Charlie Nichols. Charlie just checked into the ball game, was trying to block Horton because you look at Georgetown. Spriggs has got 3. 2 other starters, Hancock and Brown, have 2 apiece. At the line is Jeff Bullis. Bullis, 9 of 12 from the free throw line this year, hit the front end of the 1-and-1 to pull Georgetown back to within 6 at 19-13. It's been a low-scoring game, Jerry, but not necessarily due to poor shooting, due to some superb defense.
On both ends of the floor. Both teams have good defensive talent out there right now.
Bullis sinks the next free throw, 19-14, a 5-point lead for Drake as Nichols outlets to Angel, and Angel travels. Ron slid as he tried to come across the midcourt line front with it, and that cost him the turnover. And now Georgetown can pull it within 3 by converting here. In the corner, Floyd is open. Ready, aim, fire, in and out. And the rebound is taken by Lewis Lloyd. The Magic Man once again wipes the glass clean to Ron Angel on the left wing. Angel dribbles midway down the lane on the left side. Picks up the dribble, looks for help. Hands it off to Pop right along the left sideline. Pop back to Angel. Angel works the right side of the floor. Goes into the circle, has the ball batted away by Floyd and stolen by Georgetown. Pass ahead back to Floyd to the line, to the hoop. He lays it in. And it's a 3-point game. And Sleepy Floyd has got his 6th point. It is a 19-16 Drake lead of 3.
Ron needs to hit a shot. He's 0 for 4 from the field, and when that happens, he loses confidence. He needs to get it back quick.
Nichols to Angel, top of the circle. Angel the ball fake, comes back to Nichols. Let's go out of the left-hand corner. No good, and the rebound is grabbed by Georgetown. They can once again make it a 1-point game by scoring. Bringing it down is Brown. He'll pull up, fire, and miss, and the rebound tipped out of bounds by Nichols. Georgetown will have it. 8:29 left to play in the half, and Georgetown a chance to pull back to within 1. It's been an interesting basketball game thus far. A great defensive struggle. Into the Georgetown lineup, Mike Hancock leaving Jeff Bullis. Georgetown will inbound to the right of the goal. Eric Floyd to put it in. They call him sleepy because he has heavy eyelids and they make him look sleepy. For the ball top of the circle is Hancock. On the wing to Floyd, baseline to Knight, drops it underneath. The layup shot by Brown, that's good. Make it Smith, Eric Smith with the layup shot. That will be his first 2 points. That's a 1-point game, 19-18. Drake has never trailed in the ball game. 8:14 left to play in the half. Angel stops top of the circle. Throws it on the wing to Nichols. Nichols back to Angel. Angel guns from 20. Yes! Ron Angel has got his first 2 points, and the Bulldogs lead it by 3, 21-18. Exactly 8 left to play in the first half. Down quickly is Hancock. Shoots out of the corner, an air ball. Rebounded by Watson. Watson to Wright. Wright takes it in mid-stride. Comes down the right sideline. Cuts to the middle of the floor. Now goes to the left wing. Backs up and will look at the Georgetown 2-3 zone defense. For the ball is Ron Angel on the right wing. Way high and wide. He flips the Pop right on the right sideline. Top of the circle to Angel. Guns over the zone. No good. Rebound grabbed by Lloyd. Lloyd spins 360. Twists, fires, and misses it. Rebound tipped and controlled by Pop Wright. Pop tipped it to himself in the right corner. Off to Angel. Back to Pop. Top of the circle that comes to Ron Angel. Angel midway down the lane to Lloyd. He fakes. He fires over the double team. Got knocked to the floor. No foul call. Rebound follow shot put in by Pop Wright. And Bob Ornigal does not believe that the Magic Man wasn't fouled. But Pop Wright got credit for the basket on the follow shot. And Pop is in double figures with 10. 23-18. Drake by 5. With the ball on the wing is Eric Smith. He goes baseline on the left side. Choked off by Nichols. Top side to Hancock. Midway down the lane to Brown. Brown fakes past Angel. Shoots over him. No good. He can't buy a hoop tonight. A rebound by Lloyd. Throws it length of the floor. Throws it away. Eric Floyd runs under it. He was looking for Pop Wright, but he threw it to the left side of the floor while Pop was streaking down the right side. And so Floyd, playing center field, went back and intercepted it. Fred Brown brings the ball on the left wing. He tries to wave the offense out. The Bulldogs stick in their tough man-to-man. Floyd out of the corner, shoots, and it's in and out and back in. Eric Floyd had to run the rim, go out, and come back through. And Floyd has got 8 to lead Georgetown in scoring. 23-20. The Bulldogs lead is 3, 6.5 left to play in the first stanza. Ron Angel walking it up against the Georgetown zone. Ron been trying to penetrate that zone by shooting over it. Thus far, he has been able to hit just 1 shot from outside. Nichols out of the left corner. Has a notion, doesn't go. Comes to Angel, right wing to Pop. Pop midway down the lane to Lloyd. Lloyd bounces for Watson, lays it up, misses a layup shot. Rebound in a forest of arms, knocked away, and a foul is called. And it's going to be on Georgetown. The foul is called on Ray Knight, and Knight is pointed once again on the deck. Lewis got a shot, and apparently he got hit. And look at Lewis Lloyd, and the crowd of around 10,000 grows hushed at Vets Auditorium as the Bulldogs franchise is laying on the deck, and Lonnie Clark is working in the area of his forehead. 6:11 left to play in the half. A tight defensive struggle and a 23-20 Drake lead. Lloyd now sitting up. Lonnie Clark telling him not to get up too quickly as he tries to shake off the ill effects of receiving some kind of a blow to the head. Well, we had the delay. Let's pause for a minute. 6:11 left to play in the first half. Drake 23, Georgetown 20 on KSO.
Holmes has them. The 1981 Honda automobiles are now in Des Moines and ready for immediate sale. Where can you go to find the Civic, Accord, or Prelude that's just right for you and your budgets? And when you found the one you want, who has the best deals? Who else but Holmes Honda can offer you a 1981 two-door Accord 5-speed for only $69.65, or a 1981 Civic DX 5-speed for just $51.95. And now's the time to make a great deal on the few 1980 Hondas left in stock. Test drive a new 1981 Honda at Holmes Honda, one block west of Betts Auditorium in Des Moines. Do it today. Your place in the country, KSO, Des Moines.
Lewis Lloyd has gone to the bench to be worked on by Lonnie Clark, while Tony Watson steps to the foul line and hits the front end of the one-on-one to give him 5 and give the Bulldogs a lead at 24-20. One more for Tony Watson. Lloyd being administered to by Lonnie Clark in the far end of the Bulldogs bench. There have been wholesale changes during that injury timeout, and we'll pick them up for you in a moment. 25-20 as Watson cans both free throws. The Bulldogs lead at 5-5. Stephon Butler is coming to the game for Drake, as has Ernie Banks. Ricky Watley, Pop Wright, and Tony Watson. They got the rest of the Bulldog lineup. In the lineup for Georgetown, Brown with the ball now, drops it low on the left side to Eric Smith. He goes into the lane, has the ball knocked away. Coming up with it, Stephon Butler. Butler across the timeline. Georgetown back into the zone. With the ball on the wing is Pop. Top of the circle to Butler. Butler in the lane. He goes down to the hole. Lays it up and in. Stephon Butler, a terrific move inside. He just darted in and around and through Georgetown defenders and scored, and Drake leads by 7.
And electrified the auditorium crowd. Quite a move through the lane by little Stephon Butler.
27-20. Drake with the lead. Eric Smith with the ball deep in the left corner. Looking for help. Bounce at baseline. Going in deep is Brown. Has the ball blocked by Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks comes up with a block. Stephon Butler comes up with a basketball. But now he throws it away. Intercepting is Floyd. Floyd bounced it off for Smith. Smith into the lane. Running right-hander. No good. Rebound by Sleepy Floyd. Trying to take it away. Stephon Butler. And Stephon got off with a foul. Butler with his first foul. It is the 8th called on Drake, and Georgetown will be on the line, down by 7, with 5:08 left to play in the half.
He just made a brilliant and the hack on the arm under the basket.
Sleepy Floyd misses the free throw, the front end of the one-on-one. The Bulldogs come out with it. Stephon Butler leads a 3-on-3 situation. Will hold up and wait for the offense to settle. The ball is taken away from him by Brown, and he travels with it, and the Bulldogs get it back. Drake got a break. Stephon got his pocket clipped, but then trying to bring the ball out of difficulty, Brown walked with it. Lewis Lloyd returns to the Drake lineup after having his forehead or his eye slightly damaged in a battle for a rebound. Tony Watson will lead for Drake. For the basketball from the far left sideline. Pop Wright looks to trigger. Bulldogs going left to right here in the first half of play. Wright inbounds to Butler. Butler back to Wright. Top of the circle to Butler. Butler dribbles to his right against the zone. Bounce it off for Pop. Pop midway down the baseline left to Lloyd. Lloyd back outside to Pop. Top of the circle to the freshman from Chicago, Stephon Butler. He puts it to the floor a couple of times and leaves it back for Pop. Top side to Butler. Right wing to Watley. Right corner to Lloyd. Lloyd flips it back outside to Ricky Watley. The Bulldogs showing great patience on offense tonight. With the ball is Stephon Butler. Stephon off to Pop. Back to Butler, top of the circle. He tries to penetrate the right side. Goes with a pass to Watley. Fumbles it, gets it back. Georgetown has changed their zone, gone to a 1-3-1. The ball knocked out of bounds off the hands of Georgetown. The Bulldogs will play it. Ricky Watley knocked to the deck in that last exchange. Now Pop Wright will trigger for Drake. 4:19 left to play in the first half. The Bulldogs with a lead of 7 on the basketball. So Georgetown opened man-to-man, went 2-3, and now have gone to a 1-3-1, which was not totally unexpected. They played a lot of that this year, and Joe Proctor had that in the scouting report to Coach Bob Ortego. Top of the circle is Stephon Butler to the free throw line, leaves it off for Lloyd. He'll gun from 16 and get. And the Bulldogs lead it by 9. Second hoop of the night for Lewis Lloyd. He has not done a great scoring job, but he has passed well. He's come up with 3 steals, and he's got his share of the rebounds. The blue-clad Hoyas play it. Bullis shoots from the left wing, scores it. Nothing but net for Jeff Bullis, his first field goal tonight. It is 29-22. Drake with the lead of 7, 3:43 left to play in the first half. The Bulldogs showing the greatest patience they had this year on offense, and it has worked for them. Butler with the ball midway between the rings. He throws it on the left wing to Pop, midway down the lane to Lloyd. Lloyd spins 360, bounce it off for Butler. Butler being chased on the front end of the 1-3-1 by Floyd in the corner to Wadley. He will try. He will shoot it long. Rebound is grabbed by a trio of Georgetown players. So Lewis Lloyd takes it away. He shoots it and misses it, and Georgetown gets it again. Eric Smith coming down with the carom. John Thompson telling him to slow it down as he started to push down the left wing. Thompson yelled at him, slow down. Floyd's got the ball. Right wing for the Hoyers. They trail it 5-7. As the ball almost knocked away by Lloyd, but retrieved outside by Bullis. Bullis with a chest pass on the wing for Fred Brown. Brown calls out a set play. They clear the right side of the floor for him against Butler. A classic mismatch. Butler, 6 foot, trying to guard Fred Brown was 6'5". They got the ball to Brown. He posts up on Butler, goes in deep. Has good supporting help by the Bulldog defense. Has the ball knocked away and retrieves it back in the left forefoot. And Georgetown will try it again. Drake is playing masterful defense. Here's Eric Floyd shooting up the left baseline. No good. Rebound is saved to Georgetown player. He puts it up and hits him, and it won't count. He traveled. With the rebound was Mike Hancock. He tried to put it up in crowded territory, and he walked with it. And the ball goes back to Drake with 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the first half. A fascinating first half of basketball. Fascinating by the chess game the coaches are playing, both with what they're doing and with their substitution patterns. Into the ball game for the Bulldogs. Starting point guard Ron Angel replaces Stephon Butler. 11 turnovers for Georgetown, 8 for Drake. The Bulldogs have out-rebounded the Tyler Hoyas 27-20. On the wing, holding the basketball is Pop Right. Right side to Angel. Right wing to Wadley. Wadley with the ball in the right corner. Comes back to Angel. Angel off to Pop Right. He'll shoot over the Georgetown zone. No good. Rebound comes long to Ernie Banks, who tips and misses. Rebound is knocked out of bounds. It will be Georgetown basketball. Poked out, I believe, by Wadley. 2:13 to play in the half. Break by 7.
A couple of times Pop's put up shots from the perimeter that don't look like his ordinary shot. Not much arc on him, and of course that's not his usual style.
Just one timeout called thus far in the game. The coaches are conserving as they would anticipate a white knuckler that will go down to the buzzer. Into the lineup, now Mike Frazier. He's as big as the house. 7 foot 240. In fact, he's as big as the Ruan Center. Going down the lane is Eric Smith. He blows the layup shot. Lewis Lloyd intimidated him. Rebound to Wadley right up front. He lays it up, misses the shot. Got hit from behind. No foul was called. And all 3 Bulldog coaches, Bob Ortigo, Frank Sylvester, and Joe Proctor, explode off the bench to complain about how Pop Wright could have been ridden and not drew a foul. But the ball is Sleepy Floyd. Shoots over Pop on the right wing and scores it. Eric Floyd is in double figures with 10 to lead Georgetown. That's a 5-point Drake lead at 29-24 with 1:26 left to play in the half. Angel on the wing to right, top side to Lloyd, goes down the lane, turnaround jumper, no good, and the rebound is taken by Georgetown. Suddenly the Hoyers are doing a little better job on the board. Once again, the Bulldog coaches thought Georgetown traveled. The officials didn't see it that way. They thought that Floyd traveled when he delivered a pass to Brown. Now it comes back to Floyd, to Bullis in the right corner. With the pass is Eric Smith. Smith top of the circle to Mike Frazier. Frazier, the big guy, 7 foot, 240 pounds. He flips it to Bullis. Bullis throws it away. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Drake basketball. Bullis tried to throw it to the high post of Brown. Brown was not looking for the pass, and nobody touched it. The Bulldogs could have, but knew that it was out of bounds off Georgetown, so they just let it float out. For the Hoyas, Mike Frazier will leave the lineup, and Ray Knight comes back in. Our guest last week from Georgetown, who scouted this great game, said Georgetown as a basketball team struggling to find its identity. I think we're seeing a lot of that tonight. John Thompson unable to find a winning combination.
I think it'd be tough to find your identity with that many substitutions. He must either have decided to go to a 9-10 man concept in coaching, or else just hasn't decided who deserves the starting nod and hasn't picked a team to stay with.
Now the Bulldogs spread it out along the perimeter, trying to force Georgetown out of the zone. With the ball way out near the midcourt line is Ron Angel with 34 seconds left to play in the half. Drake playing for one more good shot. They right now lead it 29-24. Angel dribbles to the left wing. He flips it back for Pop Right with 25 seconds to go in the half. He hands to Wadley, top of the circle that comes to Pop. Pop waves at Ron Angel, instead passes to Wadley. Georgetown will stay in the zone as the Bulldogs looking for one shot to end the half. 15 seconds to go in the half. Drake with a lead of 5. On the right wing, it is Ricky Wadley. Cross court to Angel. Angel top of the circle to Pop Right. We're down to 7 seconds. The Bulldogs now go to work. Angel on the wing to Wadley in the right corner. He throws it away. Intercepted by Floyd. Floyd with 1 second. Desperation. 45-footer. No good, but didn't miss by much as it goes off to the right of the rim. And
on the floor, and we'll have the second half tip-off right after you hear this on KSO.
This was for you, for being on the job and working hard all day. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
St. Louis. Join us at Balbo's Restaurant before or after the game or anytime. Balbo's is known for aged steaks, seafood, or Italian cuisine. Enjoy the Bulldog special after half.
And the other guard for Georgetown, and they're still talking about it, will be their freshman sensation, Fred Uptown Brown. So the only change from the starters is for Georgetown. Hancock, who was expected to start and didn't, is starting the second half. 49-44, Drake as we start the second half. And the Bulldogs in quest of their fourth victory of the year. The Hoyas going after win number 6. Both teams have 2 on the downside. Watson and Spriggs jump, and they simultaneously hit the ball in the jump ball. Georgetown comes out with it, but Lloyd takes it away. Lewis struggling to maintain the dribble, picks it up, flips it off to Wadley. Wadley dishes for Ron Angel on the wing, top of the circle of Wadley, midway down the lane to Watson. He fumbles it, puts it up. It's short, and the rebound taken by the Hoyas. Georgetown coming down with the carry, and a chance to pull back to within 3. With the ball is Brown. Brown goes to the hole. He stops. He tries to put it up and loses it. The ball knocked away from behind by Watson, stolen by Wright. Wright, jump pass on the wing to Angel. Ready, aim, fire, no! And the rebound to Lloyd. Lloyd at the free throw line. Takes the dribble. He takes a shot. It's off the front of the iron. Rebound is into the air. And coming out with it is Georgetown, but they travel with it, and the Bulldogs will get it back. 3 Hoyas around the basketball. Hancock finally grabbed it, started to run up the floor with it. Run literally failed to dribble, and so the Bulldogs get it on the turnover. Wright guns it out to Ron Angel on the right wing. In the right corner to Pop Wright. Pop dribbles to his left, flips it off for Angel. Angel back to Wright. He'll shoot over the zone and score from the right wing. Pop Wright from 18 feet out on the right side with his 12th point, and it is 31-24. Great for the lead of 7. Coming down for Georgetown is Brown on the wing to Spriggs, and Spriggs gets fouled. Tony Watson overcommitting. Tony Clark is being summoned by referee Ron Spindler to take a look at Tony Watson. Earlier, Lewis Lloyd went up, and while Lonnie Clark attends to him, let's pause for 60 seconds with the score Drake 31 and Georgetown. Its full complement of famous brand shoes, including Bostonians in sizes 8 at Triple E, 6 and a halfway out to 15. Our other location for the leather shoe at the mall is in the North Arcade, right across from Ward's inside mall entrance. The shoe store for casuals and boots, perfect for Christmas giving. That's the leather shoe, foot quarters for casuals and boots, Merle Hay Mall. Watson replaced by Earl as play resumes. Georgetown tries to play it, and the Bulldogs guilty of the foul. And the foul's on Ricky Wadley, which will be his first and Drake's second in the second half. And so Georgetown once again will play to the right of the goal. Tony Watson is now no longer requiring the assistance of Lonnie Clark, so we would assume Tony will be back in. Here's the pass at the top of the circle for Hancock. Hancock jump pass in the corner to Floyd, throws it away, and the rebound taken by Angel. Angel slides to the floor trying to get it, and a push-off is spotted against Georgetown. The foul is called on. Great job taking care of the basketball tonight.
Drake with 2 quick second half fouls, and they can't put Georgetown at the line. They're too good a free throw shooting team.
Out of the corner, the shot by Lloyd is blocked out of bounds, and it will be Drake basketball. Blocking it was Brown, and it will be Bulldog ball to the right of the goal. Top right looks to trigger. Ron Angel is away from the stack on the right wing. 3 Bulldog players underneath the goal, but the pass comes outside to Angel on the right wing. Angel dribbles once to his left, swings it for right, back to Angel, top of the circle, swings it back to right. He guns from 20. Yeah! Papa did 2 in a row from out there. He had 14 points for the night, and the Bulldogs lead at 33-24. This is their biggest blows of the night. Running right-hander from the left side of the lane is no good by Georgetown, and a push-off and spotted. Trying to bring it down was Eric Smith, and he got called for the charge. Make it Spriggs instead. Spriggs with a foul. It'll be his 4th. He got called on a blocking foul, going for the rebound, and Ed Spriggs in foul difficulty with 4, and John Thompson will have to take him out of the lineup right away in favor of Jeff Bullis. Georgetown will apply full-court pressure, and the Bulldogs have a chance to go up by 11. Right now they lead by 9 with 18-18 left to play. Out of the backcourt comes Pop Wright. The ball stripped away from him by Bullis. Pop trying to get it back, and a traveling violation is called. And the ball will belong to the Bulldogs. 18-13 to play. 33-24 the score. Georgetown seems a step out of sync tonight, and I have to think it's due to mostly Drake defense.
Certainly the best defense Drake's played all season.
Watley inbounds to Angel. Angel against the half-court trap, back to Watley in the backcourt. Ricky will put it to the floor. Lobs it ahead for Pop. Pop beats the pressure. Up front to Lloyd. Bounce pass. Underneath is Earl. Has the ball knocked away from behind by Brown. Good defensive effort. A collision in mid-floor. No foul is called. Georgetown has the ball. Ron Angel was knocked to the deck. No foul called. Now a traveling violation. A double dribble is called on the other side. And so the ball will go back to Drake. Timeout taken by Georgetown. And Bob Ortego will no doubt deliver a blast to referee Ron Spindler when he comes close. Timeout Hoyas with 17:57 to play. It is Drake 33 and Georgetown 24 on KSO. Sports coverage from TV. Did you know that ESPN, the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network, in its first 9 months of televising sporting events, broadcast almost 3 times as many hours of sports as ABC, NBC, and CBS combined? How can they do it? It's easy. ESPN is devoted exclusively to sports events, sports commentary, and sports news. ESPN broadcasts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on Hawkeye Cablevision Channel 2. How good is it? Well, ESPN was the first network ever to televise the NFL player draft, the first ever to cover a solid week of WCT tennis championships. And the list of firsts goes on and on. ESPN is a sports lover's dream come true. And ESPN and 16 other channels are yours on Hawkeye Cablevision for less than 32 cents a day. Subscribe to the Hawkeye Cablevision Total Entertainment System today. Remember, without it, all you have is TV. Drake with the ball, following the timeout. It's Pop right with the ball, top of the circle. He runs the ball to the left wing against Eric Floyd. Georgetown back into the man-to-man. Lob to Lloyd. Turnaround jumper, good. Lewis Lloyd only a 6 point, but he's done everything else quite well tonight. And Drake enjoys an 11-point lead, their biggest of the game, with 17:30 left to play. Bringing it down, Georgetown. Floyd, a baseline jumper from the left side, an air ball. Lewis Lloyd a rebound. Lloyd will dribble it himself. He throws it ahead to Pop right in the right corner. Pop is playing a whale of a game. He's got a lot of friends and relatives listening to this game back in his native Baltimore. He wants to play well, and he is. Floyd has the ball taken away. There was contact. No foul was called. Lead feed comes to Floyd underneath for Georgetown, who lay it up and in. Floyd with a 12-point night. That's his first 2 of the second half, and that is the first 2 points for Georgetown in the second half. We're at the 16:59 mark in the half. There's the ball batted out of bounds as Drake tries to bring it up against full court pressure, and they're going to say that it is Georgetown basketball off Drake. 35-26 to score, so the Bulldogs shut out Georgetown for the first 4 minutes of each half. Floyd shoots top of the circle, no good. Rebound grabbed underneath, put up by Smith, no good. Rebound banged around, trying to come out with his Pop right, he does. Pop just out-hustled Spriggs to come up with a loose basketball. Off to Ron Angel. Angel brings the ball into the right wing for the Bulldogs, who lead it 35-26 to right on the left wing. Georgetown has come out of the zone gun, back to the man-to-man. Top of the circle, it is Angel. On the right side to Wiley, guarded by Floyd. Top side to right, shoots over Bullish. Yes! 16 for Pop right. 37-26. Pop has almost single-handedly forced the Hoyas out of the zone. Uptown Brown brings it to the left wing for Georgetown. Cross-court feed to Floyd in the right corner. Floyd puts a one-on-one move on Pop right, who's really done a job on him tonight despite his 12 points. The ball inside is Floyd. He lays it up and in. Good move inside the basket by Sleepy Floyd, and that will be a 14-point night for Floyd, and it is 37-28. Again, full court pressure. Watley's in trouble. Dribbles out of difficulty. Lobs the pass to Angel. Angel quickly clears the timeline. Had to knock away from behind by... Got 4 out of 5 against the Hawkeyes in the Mid-East Regionals, the Eastern Regionals last year. Did not score against the Bulldogs in 5 minutes in that game in January in D.C. last year. Eric Sampson comes into the ballgame for Drake for the first time. Ricky Watley will leave.
The substitutions going to Youngbauer for Angel and Eric Sampson for Ricky Watley, trying to improve the ball handling so they can do a better job bringing the ball up court against the full court pressure from Georgetown.
Youngbauer on the right wing, spins in the corner to Lewis Lloyd. Lloyd back to Youngbauer. Youngbauer takes the dribble, feeds it midway down the lane to Earl. Turnaround jumper, no good off the throat. Rebound is grabbed by Donnie Earl. He got the rebound of his own shot in the right corner. He holds up, top of the circle. It comes to Youngbauer. Cherry will once again reload the offense as the Hoyas have gone back into his own. Lloyd from 8 feet scores. Good pass by Youngbauer, right to Lloyd. He turned right to the hole and put it in from 8. 39-28. Bulldogs up by 11. 15:25 to go. On the wing, Floyd throws it away, but a foul is called underneath. A holdout foul whistled against Georgetown here in the second half. Ed Spriggs, he just draws his 4th personal foul. Now Bullis will come in, and Spriggs will leave. Bullis, 6'7", Frazier, 7 foot, and Smith, 6'5", make up the front line for the Hoyas. The back line is Brown, 6'5" point guard, and Eric Floyd at 6'2". Youngbauer against full court pressure, bounced it off for Sampson. Sampson ahead to Earl. Earl on the left side of the floor. Bounce it off for Pop Wright. Top of the circle to Youngbauer. 15:07 to play. 39-28. Bulldogs with the lead. Youngbauer in the circle to Sampson, and he double dribbles it, and the ball will go back to the Hoyas. Into the lineup for Georgetown, Gene Smith, the freshman from Washington, D.C., who played point guard early in the first half. He'll take the place of Fred Brown. But John Thompson continues the constant flow of Hoyas to and from the bench. 39-28. Drake with the lead. 15 minutes left to play. Bringing it down to Smith. Smith against Youngbauer. Bulldogs have gone man-to-man all the way and have played it very well. Obviously, anytime you hold anybody, let alone Georgetown, to 28 points in 25 minutes, you've done your job. Top of the circle, Floyd shoots it short. Rebound is tipped out of bounds by Earl. It'll be Hoya basketball from the far sideline. Donnie Earl, good hustle, but couldn't control the long rebound.
Ball bouncing in strange ways off the glass tonight, but Drake doing a good job of scrapping for position and coming up with a majority of them to this point in the game.
Eric Floyd with the inbound feed off to Smith, guarded by Youngbauer. Top of the circle, the Bullis against Earl. Inside it comes to Frazier, turns on Lloyd. Lewis tries to slap the ball away and picks up the personal foul. And then a host of play from the free throw line and limited action for Georgetown will go to the line. At the line, Mike Frazier. Frazier, the senior out of Cleveland. Has not really played a lot for Georgetown throughout his career. He misses a free throw, and so the best he can do is pull the Hoyas back to within 10. It has been Drake all the way, off early 8-0. They've never looked back, although Georgetown twice cut it to a single point.
You'd think free throws would be easy for Frazier, shooting down at the basket as he is from the free throw line.
You'd think. One more for Mike Frazier. Takes a deep breath. Lloyd and Sampson are the tight rebounders. Frazier's free throw hits the iron. Won't go. Rebound to Lloyd. The Bulldogs come up the floor with a chance to lead by 13. Youngbauer dribbles with his left hand at the left side of the floor. Youngbauer turns his back to the basket, picks up the dribble, flips it off for Lloyd. Lloyd in deep on Bullis. 12-footer, no good. Rebound tipped around. Lloyd has it for Drake. Goes right back with a pass to Sampson and lay it in. Perfect pass by Lewis Lloyd. Eric Sampson with his first goal of the night. 41-28. Drake by 13. 14-10 left to play. The Bulldogs are very solidly in command. At the top of the circle for the Georgetown Hoyas, it is Floyd. Swings it off to Smith. Back to Floyd to the right sideline. Floyd goes into the lane. He turns. He fires. It runs the rim. Comes off. Rebound to Lewis Lloyd. Lloyd kicks it but maintains the dribble. Comes across the midcourt line. Is double teamed and fouled up foul of the night. And it is foul number 4 called on George, watching as Georgetown uses their third timeout. With 13:52 to play, and our score at best is Drake 41, Georgetown 28 on KSO.
Time to brighten up your nightlight, while the Lighting Gallery is having a 15% off sale on a great new selection of lamps. Save 15% on beautiful floor lamps and table lamps in traditional and contemporary ceramic decorator styles. Great Christmas decorator and gift ideas now at the Lighting Gallery, where a huge selection of new floor and table lamps are selling at 15% off. So come to where a beautifully lit home begins. The Lighting Gallery, 8033 University.
Drake's opened a commanding 41-28 lead over the Georgetown Hoyas, partly on the strength of shooting. Drake has improved to 33% from the field, while Georgetown's still at 28. The Bulldogs have a 36-27 rebounding advantage and a 4 turnover advantage at 14 and 18.
Call replaces Smith in the Georgetown lineup. The Bulldogs counter with Youngbauer, along with Eric Sampson, Pop Wright, Donnie Earl, and Lewis Lloyd. At the free throw line, Sampson. He swings it left to Pop, top of the circle to Youngbauer. 13:44 to go. Drake nursing a 13-point lead. I would have to think John Thompson told his ball club, it's now or never. We got to make our move. Lloyd goes in deep, is double teamed and fouled, and Lewis Lloyd will go to the line for some well-deserved free throws. Mike Frazier was there, as was Eric Smith, and it's Eric Smith who gets the foul. Eric Smith with his third personal foul.
Lewis Lloyd has 11 rebounds to this point in the game. Coach Ortigo said if he got 11 or 12 tonight, that would tell him he's rounding into better form. It's clear he has. And speaking of rounding into form, Missouri Valley Conference teams continue to play well down at Tulsa, Oklahoma. A halftime score, Tulsa has 39, and Oklahoma State 33.
The Tulsa State, huh? Lewis Lloyd sinks the free throw. He's got 9, and the Bulldogs had their biggest lead of the night at 42-28.
Making them up as they go along.
One more for Lewis Lloyd. Good article on the Golden Hurricane in Sports Illustrated this week about their new coach, Nolan Richardson, and his 4 junior college recruits who followed him to Tulsa. Lloyd hits both free throws. He's got 10. The Bulldogs lead it by 15, maybe more, because Donnie Earl steals the inbound pass away from Bullitt. Kerry Youngbauer's got it. Left side of the floor to Pop Right. Pop back to Youngbauer. 13:27 to play, and the crowd of 9,518 is on their feet, at least in the student section. So the ball is Lloyd. Lloyd left of the lane, has it knocked away, gets it back. Dishes for Pop. Top of the circle to Youngbauer. Youngbauer on the left side of the floor, picks up the dribble. To Pop. He's wide open. Ready, aim, fire. No good. And the rebound is tipped around. Saved by Earl. Follow shot. Around the rim and in. Johnny Earl has got 2. And Drake leads by 17. 45-28 with 13 minutes left to play. The Bulldogs are blowing the Hoyas out of the gym right now. Drake has scored 4 in a row and has jumped to a 17-point lead. With the ball in the corner is Bullitt. Bullitt lobs it back outside for Floyd. Pop Right has really bothered him tonight. Off the call against Youngbauer. Call swings it right to the mountain. Mike Frazier, the 7-footer. Top of the circle, it comes to Floyd. Floyd loosely played by Pop when he's that far away from the hoop, and there's a foul called away from the play on Eric Sampson. Eric with the push-off. That is his... The Hoyas are at that point. Inbound feed comes to Frazier right at the lane. Frazier flips it off for Eric Smith. Smith top of the circle to Call. Call threads it past to Bullis midway down the lane. They come back outside on the left wing to Floyd. Floyd bounces it off for Call. Call runs the ball to the top of the circle. Bounces it in deep. Lloyd intercepts. At least the 4th steal tonight for Lloyd. Off to Pop Right. Into the lane. Running right-hander. Yes! 18 for Pop Right. And the Bulldogs lead by 19. 47-28 with 12:14 left to play. On the wing for Georgetown is Floyd. Bob Ornigal thought a travel should have been called. Back to Call, top of the circle. On the wing, it comes to David Blue, who just checked into the contest. A Georgetown player hits the deck, and a Bulldog is guilty of fouling. Down ball from the near sideline. He will take the place of Mike Frazier. Frazier may be big, but he doesn't move very well. Also in for Georgetown, Mike Hancock at a forward spot. And Hancock will spell probably David Blue. It is Blue who will leave. So Georgetown has Call along with Floyd in the lineup. Also there, Spriggs has just come in, Hancock, and Gene Smith. With the ball is Hancock deep in the left corner. Top of the circle, it comes to Smith, and right side to Call. Call, an excellent shortstop in the Georgetown baseball team. Flips the top of the circle to Sleepy Floyd on the wing to Smith. Smith, not much of a shooting threat, comes back outside to Floyd. Floyd, top of the circle to Kurt Call. The sophomore from Wheaton, Illinois. Fires a pass in the corner, gets a return feed. Back it goes on the corner to Floyd. Floyd bounces it back to Call. The Bulldogs defense not enabling Georgetown to penetrate. Smith shoots a prayer from the wing. It's not answered. The ball kicked out of bounds by Drake. It'll be Georgetown basketball underneath their own goal. 11:32 remains, and the Bulldogs enjoy a 19-tally advantage, their biggest of the game. Floyd triggers to Spriggs, way at the top of the circle, to Call on the left wing. Youngbauer's got him defensively, but the Bulldogs are sagging back toward the middle. Call on the left sideline. Looks for help, still looking, flips it to the top of the circle, the ball almost stolen. It is stolen by Earl, to the line, to the lane, to the hoop. He lays it up and misses it, but he got fouled. Bell called on one point. And the crowd is going wild as the Bulldogs threaten to upset Georgetown for the 2nd year in a row.
Well, it would be nice to see Donnie Earl get a free throw down. This poor Donnie has really struggled from the free throw line, and he's been searching for a new form, just hasn't found anything that'll get the ball down. If things are going as well for Drake as they seem to be, maybe he can a free throw or 2.
Donnie 2 of 8 on the season, 0 for 2 tonight from the foul line, and he misses it. Donnie Earl with 4 points off the bench, 1 more for Donnie Earl. If he hits this one, the Bulldogs will lead by 20. Sleepy Floyd and Lewis Lloyd are back in the other end of the floor, which would be the Georgetown offensive end. Lewis is back there to protect the cheap basket on the lob pass to Floyd. The free throw by Donnie Earl is good. He's got 5, Drake by 20, 11:16 left to play. This is a very big ball game for the Bulldogs, and so far so good. Lob pass from Call to Floyd. Ahead to Hancock, goes in deep, he bumps the Bulldog, and a hipping foul will be called on Drake. Hancock went next foul.
Very good call by official Ron Spiller. Eric did a good job of acting as he fell down like he'd established position, but in fact he hadn't.
And the common foul will give the ball to the Hoyas just to the right of the goal. Eric Floyd looks to inbound. Sleepy in the corner to Smith. Smith, cross court to Call. Call goes in the left corner to Hancock. He'll gun, and he won't miss it. He won't get it, I should say. Misses it badly. And with the rebound to the Bulldogs is Eric Sampson, and the foul is called on Hancock, trying to take it away from him, and Mike Hancock has drawn his third personal foul, and now the Bulldogs are in the bonus for the final 11:06 of the game. Drake has not done an exceedingly good job on the foul line. Into the lineup. And let's make it 5 fouls on Hancock. It's left to play. Mike Hancock fouls out with a total of 3 points tonight. He is averaging 10. At the line will be Eric Sampson. Eric has come off the bench for 2 points tonight, has also been aggressive on the board. 6'5", 180-pound senior two-year letterman from Gary, Indiana, shoots the 1-on-1. And the first one is off the left, and the rebound is taken momentarily by Georgetown, but knocked away by Donnie Earl. Earl saves it on the right sideline. Earl comes back to Youngbauer. Youngbauer ball fakes left, comes back right with a pass to Sampson. He'll put it up and in. Eric Sampson, an 8-footer from midway down the lane. Sampson's got 4 in the relief roll, and Drake leads it by 22. And the Bulldogs have now run a bundle of points on the Hoyas. 11 straight points by Drake against Georgetown to blow them out. There's a shot from the wing put in by Kurt Call, and that ends the 11-point run by Drake, and it's 50-30. Drake with 10:34 to play. Down quickly, Lloyd shoots a 5-footer. No. Rebound is tipped by Earl. No. Rebound grabbed by Bullis for Georgetown. Bullis came into the contest when Hancock fouled out. Lob feed ahead to Spriggs. He will slam dunk. Ed Spriggs with his first hoop of the night, and it is 50-32, and a timeout will be taken from 32 on the radio home for Drake basketball, KSO.
Working with any furnace, the Carrier Night Setback thermostat automatically raises and lowers the temperature at times you select, so you sleep in cool comfort, but still wake to a warm house. For energy-saving accessories, Bell Brothers and Carrier are 2 names you can depend on. Bell Brothers Heating and Air Conditioning. They're in the Yellow Pages. Your place in the country. KSO, Des Moines.
The shooting percentages continue off. The Bulldogs' defense continues brilliant. Drake has forced Georgetown to shoot only 30% from the field, and the Bulldogs have out-rebounded the Hoyas 38-30. Drake shooting at 35%. 10:21 left to play, 50-32. The Bulldogs with the lead. And with the basketball for Drake following their first time out of the night is Sampson. Sampson off to Pop right. Pop directs the traffic, and he will beat the press one-on-one, dribbling past Floyd into the offensive end. He goes to the top of the circle, picks up the dribble, flips for Youngbauer. Youngbauer left of the lane to Lloyd. Lloyd fumbles it, gets it back. Off to Youngbauer, top of the circle. Terry works the right side of the floor. Being harassed by Smith, comes back left to Lloyd. Left baseline to right. He guns, he gets. 20 points for Pop Wright. His season high is 25. 52-32. What a game Wright has played tonight. With the ball is Call. He comes in the corner to Floyd. He'll gun over Pop. He'll miss it. Rebound to Lloyd. Lloyd out of difficulty across the midcourt line. Throws it on the left side for Wright. He's open. Shoots for 2 in a row. Doesn't get it. Rebound to Bullis. Bullis comes down for Georgetown. They're in the rears by 20 with 9:35 left. At the top of the circle is Call. Call goes to the left wing. Call holds up. Guns a pass for Floyd. Top of the circle on the wing to Bullis. Ready. Aim. Fire. No. Rebound grabbed underneath by Call. But a foul spotted first. And the foul will be called on Drake. I believe. No, it'll be called on Georgetown. Foul called on Call. He got the rebound, but he pushed off to get there. That is his second personal foul, so the walk away. The assistant coach then goes back to the bench. Eric Smith back into the Hoya lineup, replacing Call. Tony Watson banged up a little bit earlier, comes into the Drake lineup. Terry Youngbauer about to go to the foul line. Watson will be replacing Donnie Earl. Earl has hustled well, has scored 5 points in a relief roll, and the crowd applauds that good effort by the junior college transfer out of Merced, California. Terry Youngbauer, like money in the bank from the free throw line, has had only 2 chances this year and has canned them both.
Terry led the Drake club last year in free throw percentage, and we'll see if he can overcome what you said and what I said.
What do you give me that sideways glance for? He hits the free throw. He's got 3, and the Bulldogs lead it by 21.
Terry's father and mother across the way from us breathing a sigh of relief.
They agreed with me that Terry's an excellent free throw shooter. One more for the sophomore from Sussex, Wisconsin.
Free throw shooting aside, he and Eric have really been a stabilizing influence in against the full court press by Georgetown. This has been a very fluid Drake 5 on the floor.
Nothing but net for Youngbauer. He's got 2 in the game, and the Bulldogs lead it by 22 at 54-32 with 9:20 left to play. What a defensive effort by Drake. A shot from outside. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Fred Brown. Brown really hasn't played a lot tonight for a starting point guard. But you could say that about anybody for Georgetown. John Thompson's had him in and out of there so often, nobody's going to have a lot of minutes tonight. Here's Pop Wright bringing the ball up the right sideline, and playing bump and run for Georgetown is Eric Floyd, and Sleepy picks up the foul. Floyd with his second personal foul, and happened to make me think that hasn't been the case. Both offensively and defensively, it has been vintage Pop Wright.
Well, he's certainly winning the matchup with Eric Floyd. Floyd has 12 points. He's missed 4 shots in a row here in the second half, while Pop has 20, and he's canned 5 out of 7 from the field in the second half. The Georgetown scouting report said, cover Run Angel, let Pop Wright shoot it. Pop has killed him. They've taken their own advice, and it's worked solidly to their detriment.
Wright front into the 1-on-1. Nothing but net. 21 for Wright, 55-34 Bulldogs. Drake next in action Friday night against Utah, first round of the Far West Classic. That will be a 10:35 broadcast on KSO, so brew a pot of coffee and be listening to us. The next free throw good by Wright. He has got 22. He has been superb tonight. 56-34 Bulldogs, 9:04 left to play. Drake bouncing back from a disappointment against Iowa last week in excellent fashion. Here's the ball fumbled by Lloyd, his 5th steal of the night. Ahead to Pop Wright, right on the left wing to Youngbauer. Youngbauer brings the ball to the free throw line, extended left. Goes to Lloyd, explodes to the hole, lays it in. From the left, from the left corner, drives in deep and puts it in. He's in double figures with a dozen. 58-34 Drake. 8:37 left to play. The Bulldogs are embarrassing Georgetown. Here's the ball on the wing to Floyd. A gun from Never Never Land and won't get it. Rebound is knocked around. There is a 4-man, 5-man pileup on the floor, and the jump ball has been called. That after Eric Sampson was nearly bumped out of the auditorium, and they are still unstacking underneath the basket. Off the bottom of the stack is Tony Watson. Watson pulls up the Georgetown player who was down, and that was Ed Spriggs. It will be, or make it Ron Blaylock. It will be Blaylock and Watson to jump. Blaylock is 6'3", Watson is 6'6", and is an excellent leaper. 8:26 to play. Drake by 24. Ron Spindler to toss the ball up. It's skyward, and it is controlled by Drake. Pop Wright out of the backcourt, hands it off to Youngbauer. Youngbauer puts it to the floor, wheels to the midcourt line, dishes to Pop Wright on the left wing. In the corner, Lewis Lloyd. Lloyd comes back to Wright on the wing. Top of the circle to Youngbauer, 8:14 to play. Youngbauer guns a pass right to Eric Sampson. Sampson back to Youngbauer. Youngbauer dribbles to his left and travels with the ball, and he goes back to Georgetown with 8:09 left. Eric Floyd out for a momentary blow, will come back in, and it'll be Ron Blaylock leaving for Georgetown. 8:09 left to play. Frank Sylvester holding his arms up and indicating the Bulldogs will go to his zone as Georgetown will play it out on the backcourt. 8:09 to play, 58-34 Drake. Over the timeline, Fred Brown, the freshman from the Bronx, sees the Bulldogs in a zone defense. He throws it underneath the basket, and the ball hits the under part of the rim, and it comes down to Lewis Lloyd. They're trying to hit Knight underneath, but the ball was badly thrown and hit the underside of the backboard. And as Lewis tries to bring it up, he gets fouled and will go to the line. The foul is called on Gene Smith, his second foul, and the Magic Man will go to the line. Lewis below his scoring average thus far, 12, but he's above his rebounding average, has at least 5 steals, and has had an excellent passing game. 7:56 to play. Lloyd with 24, so never let it, Lloyd's free throw is good. That gives him 13, and what I was about to say is the Bulldogs have a lead, which is 24. Now it's 25 as Lloyd sinks the free throw. One more for Lewis. The Magic Man from the line tonight, perfect, 3 out of 3. It's up, and it's good. 14 for Lloyd, 60-34 Drake, 7:55 left to play. The Bulldogs about to post a big victory going into a string of 5 straight games away from Betts Auditorium. Brown midway down the lane is Brown. Dishes it off for Floyd. Shoots off the left baseline. No good. On the rebound is taken by Eric Sampson. Sampson out to Youngbauer. Youngbauer three-quarter court. Whips it ahead to Lloyd. Lloyd blows past Smith, who reaches in and fouls him. Eric Smith with his 4th foul. And Lewis Lloyd will once again stroll to the line with 7 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the game. And Drake leading at 6. His average is 22. Lewis needs 30 points coming into the ball game, or 16 more to become the 14th best scorer in Drake, or 13th best in Drake history. He's number 14 right now. He'll pass Chad Nelson very shortly. He hits the free throw. That gives him 15 points. One more for Lewis Lloyd with 7:36 to play, and another Hoya change. Spriggs comes back in. Leaving will be Smith. A guard leaves and a big guy comes in, so the Hoyas still trying to find a combination that will click for them. Now have Spriggs, Knight, along with Brown, Smith in the lineup, and the other performer Man who just came in off the bench, and that is Floyd. Is the free throw good by Lewis Lloyd? He's got 16. It's 62-34 Bulldogs with 7:31 left to play. Drake stays in a 2-1-2 zone. With the ball on the wing is Floyd. Dribbles to the top of the circle, dishes it off for Brown. Brown hesitation, shovels it back to Floyd. Floyd far side to Smith. 18-footer, good. Eric Smith hits the hoop, and so Spriggs with a 1-and-1 to play. The one thing you don't want to do, though, is send the Hoyas to the foul line when they're trying to make up a big deficit and time is working against them.
You want to let that clock keep running, and you can't do that, obviously, at the free throw line.
Spriggs misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Lloyd goes high to pull it down. Off to Youngbauer. Youngbauer clears the timeline, right side of the floor. Cherry's done a fine job at point guard in the second half. Flips it back to Pop right. Right back to Youngbauer. Georgetown on the man-to-man defense. Youngbauer tries to blow past Brown, and Brown reaches in and fouls. And Fred Brown has got his third personal foul. 7:04 left to play. Terry Youngbauer will go to the line. Terry averaging 2.4. Started the first three Bulldog games. Ron Angel has started the next three. The way they play tonight, though, that's going to be a real competition for that starting spot all season long. Youngbauer 4-of-4 on the season, 2 of 2 on the night from the foul line. His right-handed push, no good to the right, and the rebound is taken by Georgetown. Coming down with it is Ray Knight. Knight hands it off to the guard, Brown. Uptown Brown on the wing to Floyd. Shoots over Pop, no. Rebound is short in the lane, trying to grab it as Watson. He does. Tony throws it away at mid-floor, though. It is intercepted by Ed Spriggs. Spriggs hands it off to Brown. Brown penetrates the top of the circle, goes to the left wing, jumps the pass down low for Knight. Turnaround. He got stuffed by Watson, but a foul is also called on Tony. Bob Ortigal thought it was a clean block as Watson picks up his third foul. To the line, Ray Knight. Knight has been shut out tonight. He started the game, but has played very briefly. John Thompson knows Ray Knight real well. Knight has been attending the Georgetown summer basketball camp since he was 15. The Bulldogs will call time with 6:42 to play. Drake 62, Georgetown 36 on the radio home for Drake basketball, KSO.
You'll be happy to know that in recognition of the end of the football season, Peaster is extending its popular 1-cent sale on gasohol. You know, gasohol at 1 cent below unleaded. Or perhaps it's in honor of the basketball season. Or possibly in memory of the World Series. In any case, it's a very good deal for you. And quite sporting of Peaster, wouldn't you say? Pump, your own Peaster.
Join us at Balbo's Restaurant before or after the game or anytime. Balbo's is known for aged steak, seafood, or Italian cuisine. Enjoy the Bulldog special after each Drake home game. Your choice of sandwich, open-faced steak, French dip, meatball, or sausage, plus French fries, salad, and cocktail, all for only $4.95. And there'll be a drawing for an autographed basketball to be given away after every home game, no purchase necessary. Join us at Balbo's anytime. Don't forget the piano bar Tuesday through Saturday evening. Balbo's across from Holiday and South on Fleur Drive.
Terry Morgan, Jerry Crawford, and Ben Sims back at Betts Auditorium. 6:42 to play. The Bulldogs lead the Hoyas 62-36. Jerry, if the 36 points wasn't enough of an indication of what kind of defense Drake has played, look at that shooting percentage for the Hoyas.
29% on 15 of 51 field goal opportunities. And they've had to force a lot of shots just to get shots off. Drake really playing good defense, varying it from the man-to-man to the zone.
Ray Knight at the line, shooting 2, and the first one is no good. Have to start pouring through the record books as this game winds down and find out the last time Drake has yielded this few points in a game. 6:42 left to play. Lewis Lloyd, 5 steals tonight. That is confirmed what we told you earlier. The next free throw by Ray Knight is no good. The Hoyas now 0 of 5 from the foul line in the second half. You're not going to get back in a game like that, although they've really not seriously threatened to get back in it. Youngbauer lobs intended for Lloyd, knocked out of bounds by Ray Knight.
Lewis also has 13 rebounds to go with his 5 steals. He's played very well in most phases of the game, although offensively still not shooting the ball particularly well. Not as well as he can.
6:30 left to play. Drake with a big lead. Youngbauer's got the ball on the left wing. Youngbauer pushes the floor. Dribbles to his right against Eric Floyd. Goes back to the top of the circle. Lobs it at the free throw line for Lloyd. Down the lane. Lost his footing. Ball goes out of bounds off of Georgetown. Lewis went down, was a little off balance. Georgetown knocked it away from him and out of bounds. It'll be Bulldog ball to the right of the goal. Writer from Inside Sports Magazine watching Lewis perform tonight. He shoots and misses it. The ball tipped in by Watson. That's the second tip-in goal by Tony Watson. His 8th point tonight. 64-36 Drake. 6:11 left to play. The Bulldogs are burying the Hoyas. Shot from the wing won't go by Floyd. Return hook is no good by Georgetown, and coming down with the Spriggs shot, the last one coming down with the rebound is Youngbauer. Youngbauer across the timeline on the left wing, in the left corner to Lloyd. He pulls up, he fires, banks it too hard. Rebound is grabbed by Ray Knight. Knight dishes it off underneath for Spriggs. Spriggs outlets to Brown, ahead to Floyd on the left sideline. Floyd against Youngbauer in the lane. It goes to Smith. Smith got roughed up, knocked down, and a foul is called. Smith ventured into a crunch of Bulldogs, and Terry Youngbauer got a whack at him, and Youngbauer with his second personal foul. He will send Eric Smith to the line with 5:45 to play. Bullis into the ballgame for Georgetown. The junior letterman forward from Forest Hills, Maryland, will replace Ray Knight. At the line, Eric Smith. Eric Smith and Gene Smith, both in the Hoya lineup. The times tonight, though they are not related. However, both are from the D.C. area. The free throw by Eric Smith is good. He's got 5 points tonight. Boy, he's really struggled against Drake. 5 tonight, he's averaging 11.9. None last year as a starter in 10 minutes of action. Smith hits them both, and it is 64-38, 5:42 to play. This is the last year of the Bulldog Hoya contract, and Georgetown's got to be happy about that. Pop right, bounce it off for Eric Sampson, back to right, top of the circle to Youngbauer.
Both coaches making an effort to get the contract renewed, but I don't think they've completed that work yet.
Youngbauer to Watson, free throw line extended right. Tony throws it away. Ball intercepted by Eric Smith. Smith blows in deep, loses the basketball, knocked away by Watson. Tony atones for the offensive lapse with a good defensive play. Here's Lewis Lloyd with a jump shot from 8, no good. Tip try, no good. And the ball is knocked away, and Eric Sampson draws a foul. Eric was just shoved out of bounds by Georgetown, and Eric Sampson will go to the free throw line. The foul called on the Hoyas.
He was shoved so hard that when he ran into Barry Mano, the official 4 steps later, Mano almost got knocked down too.
Fred Brown with the foul. It is his 4th. Tony Watson will take a seat on the Bulldog Pines. Ron Angel is coming to the game. Ricky Watley is about to come in after Eric Sampson shoots the free throw. Around now, the lineup is Lloyd, Angel, Youngbauer, Wright, and the free throw shooter Eric Sampson, but Watley is about to come in for Sampson after the free throws. Eric has had his best game of the year off the bench, not necessarily in terms of points scored, though he's close to that, but in terms of overall play. He hits the free throw, and if he hits this one, he will equal the season high, which is 6. He got that against Knox. The Bulldogs not home until January the 10th after the night, when they'll be back in the league against West Texas State.
And boy, with 5 road games in a row, a victory tonight over Georgetown could be very instrumental in getting the spirits up and the attitude good as they head on that road trip.
Sampson misses the next one, but Bullis sprung into the lane very early. Apparently, it will be another opportunity for Eric Sampson, and that's what it will be, the lane violation on Bullis. I know what he was thinking. Pushed into the lane way early. You can go into the lane when the ball leaves the shooter's hands this year, but it hadn't left. Now the free throw no good by Sampson, and the rebound is grabbed by Bullis. Ahead to Eric Smith. Smith whips it to Brown on the left wing. Brown goes into the lane, turns on Angel. Baseline feed underneath. The right-handed hook is good by Spriggs. Ed Spriggs with his second field goal is 6 point. It is 65-40. Drake by 25. 4:54 left. Ball knocked out of bounds away from Youngbauer, and it will be Georgetown ball. They say it hit Terry Lapp. Brown swiped it away, and apparently it hit Youngbauer and went through the call.
He couldn't see the fact that it went off Eric Smith's foot from Georgetown on its way out of bounds.
For the basketball for the Hoyas is Fred Brown. Brown lobs it on the right corner. Making a move is Floyd. He'll shoot. He won't get it. Rebound to Ron Angel. Angel brings it out of difficulty. Angel at three-quarter court. Throws it ahead to Youngbauer. Youngbauer still in the backcourt. Terry clears the timeline with 4:35 to play. And the Bulldogs in command by 25, 65-40. Wright on the right side to Youngbauer. Right of the lane to Angel. Angel comes back to his left. Top side to Watley. Right side to Youngbauer. Youngbauer puts it to the floor. Dribbles to his right. Terry's family, who's journeyed down from Wisconsin, has been well treated for all those hours on the road. Youngbauer spins 360, throws it away. Pass intercepted by Smith. He'll go in deep and lay it in himself uncontested. Eric Smith with the layup shot, and it's now 65-42. 4:08 remains. Ricky Watley out of the backcourt against full court pressure. Hands it inbounds to Pop Wright. Wright dribbles 360 degrees as he tours the backcourt. Gets it into the front court with a pass to Ron Angel. Top of the circle comes to Youngbauer. Swings it right to Watley. Lewis Lloyd playing the high post. Georgetown gone back into the man-to-man as they've been most of this latter stage of the second half of the ball. Youngbauer open on the left wing. Decides not to shoot. Now goes underneath for Pop, who's wide open, lays it in. Youngbauer patiently waiting for Pop Wright to come through the back door. Hit Pop with a bullet pass. Pop put up the shot, and it's 67-42 Bulldogs. 3.5 to go in what's been a tremendous break performance. The Bulldogs have led all the way. Baseline lob to Spriggs. He'll put it in. Spriggs with 8 points in the game, and it is 67-44. The Bulldogs facing full court pressure. The ball knocked out of bounds as Wiley tries to Derek Floyd has come up with for Georgetown to them, and that Cal Marvelous. Ricky Wiley to the line for Drake. Well, Bob Ortigal has done it again, pulling the Bulldogs out of the depths of despair after that loss to Iowa to come back and post a big victory for the second year in a row. Drake beats Georgetown after losing a tough game to Iowa. Ricky Watley to the line with 3:20 to play, and Drake up by 23. Watley shoots the 1-and-1. Ricky with 3 tonight. Free throw no good, and the rebound is grabbed by Georgetown. Coming ahead for the Hoyas is Eric Smith. Smith throws the ball to the top of the circle, and a holdout foul will be called on Drake. He flipped it over to Gene Smith, and Smith never got to the ball for good reason. The Bulldogs were holding him out. Smith had no opportunity to break. The foul called on Ron Angel is second. And so Smith will go to the line with 3:13 left to play.
Sure don't want to foul him in this situation.
No, that's for sure. Gene Smith to the line. Eric Smith also was standing in the circle talking to Gene. Now Gene, the freshman out of Washington, D.C., will toss the free throws up. 3:13 left to play. Smith shoots the 1-and-1. 67-44. Drake in the lead. Here's the free throw good. Smith with his first point of the night. And now everybody for Georgetown, save Dave Blue and Ron Blaylock, has scored. Everybody who's made the traveling squad has played extensively tonight. Smith's next free throw is good, and that gives him 2 points. 67-46. The Bulldog lead cut to 21 with 3:12 to play. Angel loses the ball. Coming up with it is Floyd. He falls down, shoots, and misses it. Rebound to Eric Smith. His right-handed turnaround jump is no good. Rebound in the lane, grab by Stephon Butler. The Bulldogs have a 3-on-2. Butler throws it out of the auditorium. He's trying.
Ricky seems disturbed with himself coming out of the ball game. I think that he has to understand that Eric has played very well, and it's very important that we have good composure on the floor right now.
Blaylock to Smith and deep to Spriggs. He'll lay it up and in. Ed Spriggs is getting hot when it's too late. 67-48. The Hoyas claw back within 19 with 2:44 left to play. They steal it away from top right. Coming down is Smith. He will lay it up and in. That Gene Smith, his first field goal. A return Bob Ortigal watches the Bulldogs having some difficulty with the Hoya full court press. Butler to Lloyd. He fumbles the pass, gets it back to Angel. Bulldogs 3-on-2. With the shot is Sampson. He has it go in. It hit the rim. It bounded high and it came back through. And Sampson has a new season high of 7. 69-50. Drake with 2:19 left to play. In the lane, turnaround jumper by Eric Smith bangs in on the pass from Eric Floyd. And Smith has got all of his points in the second half. He has a total of 10. 69-52 Drake, 2:06 left to play. Stephon Butler, front court on the right side. The Bulldogs going right to left here in the second half. On the wing it is Eric Sampson. Sampson starts to go right, comes back left with a pass to Pop. He swings the top side to Stephon Butler, off to Angel, and the Bulldogs will spread it out now and go into the delay or the interchange game as they interchange guards and forwards along either sideline. Dribbling with the basketball now is Sampson. Top of the circle, it comes to Angel. Angel dishes it off with Butler on the left wing. Stephon dribbles to the top of the circle, comes back to his left. He leaves it off for Sampson with 1:35 to play. Sampson back to Angel on the right sideline. The ball game, a 17-point lead for Drake with 1:29 to play. Into the win column for Drake. It'll be their 4th of the year. For Georgetown, it snaps a 4-game winning streak. Angel off to Butler. We're down to 1:19, and the Bulldogs are playing the interchange delay well. Butler on the right sideline, top of the circle to Angel, but before Stephon can get rid of the pass, he got fouled by Gene Smith, and Smith with his third foul, and Eric will go to the line with 1:14 left to play. Many things have had to... Leon Van Hook comes in for Lewis Lloyd. Lewis Lloyd tonight, 16 points, 5 steals, at least 15 rebounds, and some excellent passing. Great game by Lloyd. Excuse me, Jerry.
There are a number of people who think that for Drake to be as good a team as they feel it could be, that the key isn't for Lewis to score a lot of points, but rather to score his share while playing an excellent floor game, getting the steals, making the assist passes, getting the rebounds. And that's what happened tonight, and they've knocked off a very powerful team from the East Coast in Georgetown.
Jeff Hill about to come in for Drake as Stephon Butler sinks the first free throw to send the Bulldogs to an 18-point lead. One more for Butler with 1:14 left to play. He sights it, he shoots it, and he doesn't get it. And the rebound in the lane is knocked out of bounds. It will be Drake basketball. Leon Van Hook has come to the ball game for Drake when Lloyd went out. He is the 6'6 freshman from Chicago, and his mother has journeyed here to watch him play for the Bulldogs. Jeff Hill now comes in. Pop Wright will leave. Listen to the ovation for Pop Wright. Well deserved it. 24 points for Pop Wright, and just as important, a masterful defensive job, holding Eric Floyd to 14 points, 6 below his average. average. As the Bulldogs try to take inbound, a foul is called on Blaylock for Georgetown.
What a thrill that's got to be for his mother here from Baltimore to see him play that well when she knows that he's always had difficulty in precisely that kind of situation. And I'm sure that Georgetown ranks right up at the top of the list that Pop would want to play well against and to defeat and help Drake defeat.
You know, Pop has a lot of friends and relatives back in Washington listening to the game on radio and celebrating. The free throw by Van Hook is good. He's got his first point of the night, 71-52 Drake. One more for the freshman from Morgan Park High School in Chicago, Leon Van Hook, and he cans them both. And it is now 72-52 Drake with 1:10 left to play. It has been a brilliant performance by the Bulldogs tonight. Drake in the 2-1-2 zone, trying to thread it is Gene Smith. He comes down the lane, and James Wiggins, who just came in, picked up the foul. Wiggins, the sophomore from Arlington, Tennessee, his first foul, and Gene Smith will go to the line for the Hoyas with 1:04 left to play. So Drake joins some select company in beating Georgetown. North Carolina, LSU, and Drake. I like being included with those kind of names, don't you?
Well, LSU and North Carolina, both top 10 teams this week. I doubt that Drake will crash that company in the polls next week, but it's certainly a very good sign, and it's very good progress for Coach Ortigal. Once again, for 2 years running, they've come off a very difficult and emotional defeat to Iowa to play Georgetown very well, and in fact win both games.
Smith 1 out of 2 from the foul line. He hits the first miss of the second. 72-53 Drake. 58 seconds left to play. Out of the backcourt, Jeff Hill stutter steps and travels, and the ball will go back to Georgetown. The battle in the boards tonight, Drake has been awfully impressive. Drake out rebounding a taller Georgetown team unofficially 50-38. With the ball is Eric Floyd. Drops it down low for a layup shot by Spriggs. It's no good, but on his back is Eric Sampson, and Sampson's got his fourth foul, and Spriggs will go to the foul line. 9,518 have been royally entertained by a masterful Bulldog defensive performance. Georgetown comes in averaging 83 points a game, comes in the nation's fifth best field goal shooting team at 57%. Tonight they're hovering around 30% in their field goal shooting, and they've got 54 points with 50 seconds to play as Spriggs drops in the first free throw.
Little team meeting going on in the Drake bench right now. Bob Ortigal down has all of the players from the bench listening to some words. Hard to tell what he might be talking about.
But we will find out on the Bob Ortigal postgame show. 72-55. Spriggs hits them both against full court pressure. Here are the Bulldogs. Hill out of the backcourt. Hill a three-quarter court. Offensive foul on Jeff. Jeff spin the goal. Georgetown never really got in this one. It was 8-0 Drake early. Georgetown twice closed within one. But the Bulldogs retained great composure and built the lead. Here's a shot no good from outside by Eric Smith, and with the basketball for the Bulldogs, Donnie Earl. Earl in the right corner with 34 seconds left to play, and a foul is called. Donnie Earl will go to the foul line. Foul called on Georgetown on Eric Smith. And Eric has fouled out, and he becomes the third Hoya to foul out, if in fact that is his fifth, and it is. Eric Smith becomes the third Hoya to foul out. Hancock left with 11:06 to play, a total of 3. Brown left with 3:20 to play, and a total of 5. Smith fouls out with 33 seconds to play, and he totaled 10 tonight. And in to take his place will be Kurt Call, while Donnie Earl goes to the foul line. Jerry, almost for the first time this year, the Bulldogs have really come together as a unit. This is the first victory over a Division I team, and Drake has been awesome at times.
They really have. It's not been a 40-point performance, but certainly they played well much of the first half. The first part of the first half, they certainly did, and they played well for the first 14, 15 minutes in the second half. Very impressive performance.
Earl sinks the free throw, and it is Drake by 18 at 73-55. 33 ticks left on the clock. One more for Donnie Earl. Right-hand shove, in and out, and the rebound is knocked around, and a foul is called on Leon Van Hook trying to get it back. Van Hook with his first foul, and so long walk line to the right, and the Bulldogs will see Georgetown. One tension is not quite as thick. At the line, Ed Spriggs. Spriggs has had a good second half. The free throw is good, and he now has hit, 13 points for the game. And all but 2 of them come in this half. However, it was really after things were out of reach. They started lobbing the ball to him in the low against the shorter Drake lineup. The next free throw good again by Spriggs, and it's 73-57. 30 seconds left to play. 73-57 is the score. With the ball is James Wiggins. Top of the circle to Hill. Right side to Sampson. 20 seconds left to play. Sampson cuts to his left, flips it off for Wiggins. Wiggins between the circles, being guarded by Floyd. Eric Floyd thoroughly frustrated tonight by Pop Wright. Off to Hill. He'll bounce it off to Earl. We're down to 10 seconds. We're down to 9. Wiggins holds in the corner with 7 seconds left to play. They're now 5 seconds. Wiggins a one-on-one exit efficient, bounces it down low, the ball kicked out of bounds. It was by Georgetown. Great ball, 2 seconds left to play, and then the Bulldogs will commence the celebration of an impressive victory over only a team beaten by North Carolina and LSU prior to coming to Betts Auditorium tonight. Inbounding is Wiggins, lofted to the horn and misses it, and it's all over, and the Bulldogs have responded to the challenge by whipping Georgetown badly. 73-57 the final count as the Bulldogs have won their 4th game of the year. They go to 4-2 on the season. 73-57. Great, the final count, and we'll be back to tell you all about it in just 1 minute on KSO.
The Leather Shoe Iowa's Foot Fashion Center for Casuals and Boots is now offering a selection of famed boots by Dexter, Texas, Durango, and Seminole with